What's up, everybody? Super Dorks fan here for the November 2015 version of Stuff I Saw Last Month. And it actually wasn't until the middle of the month that I saw any bad driving, amazingly. But anyway, as you can see from this intersection, it's a three-way stop. The people directly in front do not have a stop sign, so you can see them just rolling right through. And so, it's just a matter of taking turns for the other three sides of the intersection. And it's kind of tricky, especially at rush hour like it was here. But anyway, so the Subaru in front of me goes, the car on the right goes, the car on the left goes once this car passes here, and you would think, okay, well, it's my turn now. So I start pulling up, and then, of course, the SUV on the left just decides to go too. Like, okay, yeah, forget about having everyone else take their turn. But yeah, that was the first instance. The other instance here, I was just driving along, and I came upon an accident, and it looked like it had just happened where one vehicle crossed the double yellow, and they hit head-on just barely, but there's other people stopped to help them, so I think everyone looked to be okay. So obviously never good to see an accident, but pretty crazy to see that. And then just a few minutes later, it was just a rough day as far as stuff goes. This person on the right here at the Jetta has a yield sign, you can see there, and clearly does not yield. And I'm not going to rant about this too much, but everywhere, at least around here, nobody yields. Every time there's a yield sign, they expect everyone else to yield to them instead of them being the ones that slow down. Just a huge pet peeve of mine when driving. No one yields anymore. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, there's that. And then this one isn't too bad, but I just came up to an intersection. I decided to include it because it had a hyper blue STI. Anyway, me and the Jeep get to the intersection at the same time. The STI gets there last, but yet whenever the Jeep tries to go, the STI just goes right by, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool, whatever. And so just a funny little dumb thing. And then this was kind of perplexing. I was on the highway, and of course my car isn't running great this month, so I was driving like a grandma. I wasn't trying to fly. I'm not going to be tailgating the guy or anything, but I'm just cruising behind this Saab, and as you can see, they slow down to the same speed as the car in the right lane, and they have a space to get over and get out of the fast lane, and they kind of look like they're thinking about it here, and she's kind of just hanging out there on the right hand side of the lane. And I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? And then she just straddles both lanes and just does this for a while, as you can see. And I'm like, what is this person doing? And then she decides to put on her turn signal twice briefly and then gets over the rest of the way. I'm like, wow, okay. So we covered like a quarter mile with her just like straddling the middle of the two lanes. So, interesting to see that. And then this was on Thanksgiving Day. This guy must have just had a little bit too much turkey or something. He just wasn't paying attention. Honest mistake. This light usually gives a green arrow for people turning left like him and I want to both do. But for whatever reason, the light didn't give a green arrow. He wasn't paying attention, turned into oncoming traffic, then swerved out of the way, and just barely missed getting hit by these people. But then the strangest thing was that after it cleared up, I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's no one else coming. He doesn't move. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll go. And then the light turns yellow. So like, we both have to get out of the intersection. And then he just decides to go behind me. But I don't know what he was waiting for. I guess he assumed I was going to go. But why would I pass him? I don't know. Then this person just decided to veer into the other lane. And the person in the Malibu was pissed. They were blowing their horn like crazy and stuff. And the Nissan drove perfectly from that point on. So just obviously must have been texting or not paying attention or whatever. But interesting to see that. And then the last thing was this big scene that I saw, fire trucks and everything. I was like, man, this must be bad. And it was kind of a strange thing to see, though, because as you get closer, you'll see there was this truck that was on fire, but the front of the truck was fine, and the engine bay and stuff didn't seem like it was burned. It was just the interior that was burned to a crisp. So I'm guessing the guy dropped a cigarette on the inside or something, and it just caught fire. I don't know. It was really strange the way that the car burned, but that was what that was all about. So anyway, that's it for all the crazy driving that I saw in the past month here. So as always, thanks for watching, and stay safe out there, guys. Take care.